wrestling fans. My name is Brian Crazy, and you are watching the FM brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in once again. I am back with my Monday Night Raw review from April 16, 2012. Monday Night Raw was a great show in my opinion. Monday Night Raw emanated from the O2 Arena in London, England. The crowd was very, very into all the performers tonight, and I think that's the biggest thing as wrestling fans. We might not like some of the gimmicks, we might not like some of the characters that are presented in ring, but at the end of the day, these athletes go out there and put their necks on the line for us. If an athlete goes out there and puts on a piss poor performance, yeah, I'm going to say something about it. And yeah, there's been plenty of gimmicks over the years I did not like. So don't think that I just look at everything positively. Yeah, there's some things I don't enjoy in wrestling, but WWE has been on fire as of late, and I'm being honest, I have enjoyed it. Now I'm going to run segment by segment and give you my thoughts. Did I like every segment? Pretty much. Is there a couple things I would like to see a little bit differently? Quite possibly. So stay tuned and you'll find out. So we start off the show with Mark Henry and CM Punk in the no disqualification, no countout match for the WWE title. This is the third time in 3 weeks these two have squared off on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk has managed to get himself either disqualified or counted out, thus they added stipulations for tonight's match. It was a great back-and-forth match between both competitors, and at the end of the day, CM Punk was successful. He had a huge elbow drop, also involving the steel chair, and picked up the win over the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, to retain the WWE title. Then Chris Jericho comes up on the big screen, questions CM Punk entering a local bar earlier in the day. CM Punk says he was just there to have some fish and chips with friends. These two go back and forth until Jericho basically just disappears off the big screen and shuts Punk down just as Punk was about to give his response to Chris Jericho. Punk is fuming, and I really like what they've done with this. We started off as the best in the world versus best in the world. It was like two little kids going at it. No, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. This, that, and the other. Now we've got a real hardcore feud going on, and Chris Jericho has really gotten under CM Punk's skin. I cannot wait to see the match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Then we go into the next match, which is for the United States title. Santino Marella picks up a quick win over David Otunga. Then we go into backstage interview with Josh Matthews. He's interviewing Lord Tensai with Sakamoto. Sakamoto has a couple comments, and he's basically shut down by Lord Tensai. Lord Tensai goes in to speak about knowing what to fear and fearing the unknown. Excuse me. Then WWE flashes a graphic touting the 1.3 million pay-per-view buys for WrestleMania 28. Congratulations to WWE and everybody who made WrestleMania 28 such a success, including all of the members of the WWE Universe. Then we see Brock Lesnar cut a promo up on the big screen. A lot of people had the feeling backstage that Brock Lesnar would not be in England for tonight's tapings due to his just absolute hatred of the travel schedule that the WWE has. That's one of the reasons he signed on for fewer appearances. It's not that Brock Lesnar hates being a performer or hates being part of the WWE. He just does not like the rigorous travel schedule. And especially just fighting 2 bouts of diverticulitis and having a 12-inch piece of his colon removed. Imagine, if you were in this guy's shoes, would you want to be traveling every single week? To give the guy some slack. I mean, he is definitely back in the WWE. What are his reasons? Yeah, he's not fighting MMA anymore, but he started off in the WWE. I mean, the whole reason Brock Lesnar being back could be a whole video, but let's get into it just a little bit right here. All right, the guy had a mixed record in MMA. He did have more wins than losses. Yes, you could say some of his opponents were past their prime, or some of them were up-and-coming MMA stars. But the facts remain that Brock Lesnar did have more wins than losses in MMA. He started off in WWE. Then he tried his hand at professional football, and it didn't work out for him. Then, a very, very forgotten fact is he fought over in Japan. He was the champion in Japan and then lost the strap to Kurt Angle. So yes, he has wrestled within that period of time since leaving the WWE, and Brock Lesnar is back. He's helping the ratings, and he's making for interesting television. So long as that's happening, I don't see an issue with it. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Then we see Kane defeat Zack Ryder after knocking him out with a chokeslam. Then we see a backstage segment with AJ Lee and Kofi Kingston. Daniel Bryan comes walking up, and he looks a little jealous that Kofi's talking with AJ. Then we go into John Cena in the ring. He talks about WrestleMania 28. He talks about how it could be an end of the era. And then he talks about the match with Lesnar at Extreme Rules. He talks about, yeah, he is afraid, but he's going to go in there and he is going to fight. And the tone of voice was very reminiscent of Cena's previous persona when he was more of the rapper-esque gimmick. Then we see John Laurinaitis come out, and he announces the contract signing for next week in a huge 3-hour edition of Monday Night Raw for next week. Then we see a backstage segment with Hornswoggle and R-Truth. And then we go into Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan ends up picking up the win over Kofi Kingston with the renamed LaBelle Lock, which is now known as the Yes Lock. After the match, the fans were just embracing Daniel Bryan, and he re-locked in the Yes Lock until Sheamus made his way out to the ring. Sheamus tried to hit a bro kick. Daniel Bryan just snuck right past him and laughed his way all the way up the ramp. Then we go into Brodus Clay versus Dolph Ziggler. Brodus Clay picked up the win by disqualification after Jack Swagger, who is really looking like Vince McMahon these days with the comb over. And that was about it. Vicky Guerrero then got involved, her and one of Brodus Clay's dancers. I believe it was Ariane is Naomi. So, I'm trying to think of the other girl's name off the top of my head. I apologize that I don't remember off the top of my head. She is a good talent, and she is very impressive with her dance moves, I have to say. I enjoy watching these girls dance. And Naomi, I mean, my God, she was doing this front-to-back split and just going up and down. I mean, whoo, I'm saying. And then we go into a video from the late Chief Jay Strongbow, one of the most incredible talents the WWE, or the WWF, I should say, has ever saw. Incredible talent. If you're not familiar with Jay Strongbow, check out some of his work here on YouTube. Then we see Big Show and the Great Khali versus Epico and Primo. Abraham Washington is watching the match from the ramp. Show and Khali get the win after a double chokeslam in this non-title match. Then we see Show and Khali dance in the ring to celebrate. Then for the final segment of the night, John Cena comes out for his Extreme Rules match against his mystery opponent that has been set up by the general manager of Raw and the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, Mr. John Laurinaitis. Cena comes out, and his mystery opponent is none other than Lord Tensai. After Sakamoto and David Otunga got involved in this match, Lord Tensai spit the green mist and picked up a very surprising upset victory over John Cena. What does this mean for John Cena? He has lost his last two matches. He's lost against The Rock at WrestleMania. Now he's losing against Lord Tensai on Monday Night Raw. What is going to happen at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view? I have a feeling that either Brock Lesnar is going to pick up the win, because why bring back Lesnar just to have him lose in his first match? But what does that mean for John Cena's momentum? I mean, not only has he going to lose at WrestleMania, he's lost on Raw, possibly at Extreme Rules. I have a feeling that this match might go to a no conclusion, double countout, double disqualification. Well, it's an Extreme Rules match, so we can't go to neither of those things. So I guess we will have to have a winner in this match. I'm curious what's going to happen. Are we going to see outside interference? You can see the thoughts are just running in my head, and that's why I want to engage you guys. I want to make this, once again, the show where you come and see my thoughts, the show where you guys leave your thoughts, the show that we can make one of the most interactive wrestling reviews here on YouTube. Effin' True Wrestling and the Effin' Brand of Wrestling and Entertainment has been around for almost 2 years, and if it means we got to do a little reinventing to make this the best show once again, we will do that. Drop your comments. What do you want to see? Please follow me on my new Twitter. That is one of the ways that I'm going to make the Effin' Brand more interactive than ever. And also follow me on my new website, www.fightnationwrestling.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for bearing with me. I've been fighting a cold for about 2 weeks now. It's absolutely ridiculous. The weather here in Connecticut, that's where I'm from, it's just been absolutely ridiculous. Today it's 80 degrees. Last week it was in the 60s. It was freezing at night a couple weeks ago. Yeah, springtime is upon us, but the weather has just been absolutely unpredictable, and it's been wreaking havoc. So thanks for bearing with me, and that's why you guys have not seen me as much in the last few weeks. I've just not had a voice, and it's kind of hard to do a review that's based on me talking without a voice. But guys, I am so excited to do this review for you, and I'm so excited that you guys are able to check it out. Please drop your comments below. Do not be silent. That is the worst thing in life, is to walk through life being silent. I will catch you later, and have a great afternoon.